How often do you find yourself waiting for the universe to align in your favor while secretly doubting if it ever will? The truth is, the abundance you seek, whether it's financial freedom, love, or peace of mind, has always been within your reach, waiting to be claimed. But there's a key piece of the puzzle that most people overlook. The power to manifest starts from within, not from the world outside. The moment you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you unlock the flow of abundance that has been there all along. In this video, we're going to explore why, despite our best efforts, we often struggle to manifest what we desire, and more importantly, how you can finally stop waiting and start attracting everything you want. The key lies in understanding the hidden barriers within us, the subconscious programming, the emotional blocks, and the energy imbalances that keep us from fully receiving the abundance that's waiting to pour into our lives. As Dr. Joe Dispenza and Napoleon Hill teach us, the mind is a powerful tool that can either create or block the very reality we wish to manifest. But it's not just about thinking positively or wishing for things to happen. It's about reprogramming your mind and shifting your energetic frequency to match the desires you seek. Carl Jung reminds us that the universe is a mirror of our inner world, and until we align ourselves with that truth, the abundance we desire remains just out of reach. Are you ready to stop waiting and start attracting? Let's dive deep into the process of manifestation, uncover the hidden blocks, and learn how to align yourself with the flow of the universe to manifest the life of your dreams. How the lack of internal trust creates blocks in manifestation and prevents abundance. When you look at your life and the abundance you desire, what comes to mind? Is it the money you've been wanting, the love you've been waiting for, or perhaps the inner peace that seems just out of reach? Whatever it is, one of the most powerful forces standing between you and that abundance is often your own lack of trust in yourself. This lack of internal trust becomes a powerful block, preventing the flow of energy required for manifestation. To truly manifest anything, be it material wealth, emotional fulfillment, or spiritual peace, you must first trust yourself. Trust is the foundation of every successful manifestation. Without trust, the energy you emit is disjointed, and your desires remain distant and out of reach. But why is trust such a crucial element in the manifestation process? As Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, the thoughts and emotions we hold in our minds create the frequencies we emit into the universe. When we lack trust in ourselves, our energy becomes fragmented, scattered, and weak. We inadvertently send out signals of doubt and fear, which then mirror back to us the very experiences we are trying to avoid. This is why, even though you may consciously desire abundance, your inner beliefs and emotions may be sending a different message altogether, one of scarcity, fear, and limitation. Trust is not just a mental agreement, it is a deep, emotional knowing that you are worthy and capable of receiving what you desire. When you lack this trust, it manifests as a feeling of disconnect or tension within you, which creates resistance in the flow of energy. Napoleon Hill, in his classic work, Think and Grow Rich, emphasizes the importance of having a clear and unwavering belief in your ability to succeed. According to Hill, without faith in yourself and your goals, you will struggle to align your energy with the reality you wish to create. The brain, as Dispenza explains, is a powerful tool, capable of reprogramming itself through focused intention and practice. When we focus on cultivating trust, we begin to shift our brain's neural pathways, aligning them with the energy of abundance. This is where the magic of manifestation begins, when your mind, heart, and energy align with the frequency of your desires. However, cultivating trust isn't always easy. Many of us have experienced disappointments, failures, or setbacks that have shaken our confidence. We may have been taught, consciously or unconsciously, that we are not deserving of abundance. These past experiences create subconscious blocks that prevent us from fully trusting ourselves. But the key to overcoming these blocks is not to fight against them, but to gently and consistently shift our focus towards building trust within ourselves. One of the most powerful tools to rebuild trust is through the practice of affirmations. Affirmations are not just empty words, they are vibrations that reprogram your subconscious mind. When you repeat phrases like, "I trust myself," "I am worthy of abundance," and "I am aligned with the flow of the universe," you begin to change the way you think and feel about yourself. Over time, these affirmations can dissolve the deep-seated beliefs of inadequacy and replace them with a strong, unshakable trust in your ability to manifest. It is also important to recognize the emotional blocks that may arise when you attempt to trust yourself. The fear of failure, rejection, or not being good enough can feel overwhelming at times. However, these fears are not truths. They are simply energetic patterns that can be shifted. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow can be helpful here. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves that we have repressed or denied, often due to fear or past trauma. These parts can manifest as negative self-beliefs or doubts, which are often the root of our lack of trust. Embracing your shadow, as Jung suggests, involves recognizing and integrating these suppressed emotions. Instead of avoiding or suppressing your fears, bring them into the light of awareness. By doing so, you can dissolve their power and begin to build trust in yourself. Trust does not mean the absence of fear, but rather the courage to move forward despite it. When you can look fear in the face and continue on your path, you have stepped into true trust. Another practical way to cultivate trust is through small, consistent actions that reinforce your belief in yourself. Start by setting small, achievable goals that you can accomplish. Each time you succeed, no matter how small the victory, you are building trust in your own abilities. These small wins create a positive feedback loop, reinforcing the idea that you are capable of achieving your larger goals. In the manifestation process, trust is not a one-time achievement. It is a continuous practice. Every time you take action, make a decision, or step into the unknown, you are choosing to trust yourself and the process. The more you trust, the more you align with the universe, and the more abundant your life becomes. Trust is the key that unlocks the flow of abundance. It is the foundation upon which all successful manifestation is built. Without it, your desires remain blocked, waiting for you to recognize your own worth and power. But once you begin to trust yourself, everything changes. The universe responds, aligning with your energy and bringing forth the abundance you have been waiting for. Remember, trust is not just about believing in your ability to manifest. It's about trusting that the universe is always working in your favor. The moment you align your energy with trust, the universe has no choice but to deliver what you desire. Why the vibration of scarcity is more connected to your brain than you think? Have you ever felt like there is never enough? Not enough time, not enough money, not enough love, not enough opportunities? That feeling of scarcity is more than just an emotional response. It's a vibration that resonates deep within you, influencing how you interact with the world and how the world responds to you. But what if I told you that this sense of scarcity isn't something that exists outside of you, but is actually rooted in your brain and the way it processes reality? Your brain, despite being an incredibly complex organ, operates on patterns. These patterns are formed by your past experiences, your environment, and the beliefs you hold deep in your subconscious. When it comes to abundance or scarcity, the brain doesn't necessarily discern between what's real and what's imagined. It simply reacts to the patterns it has learned. If your past has been filled with experiences of lack, whether in your financial situation, relationships, or overall sense of fulfillment, the brain builds a neural pathway that reinforces this perception of scarcity. Dr. Joe Dispenza, who studies how the brain can be rewired through thought and emotion, explains that our brains are constantly seeking to match the patterns of thought and behavior that we are most familiar with. This means that if you've been accustomed to thinking in terms of scarcity, whether consciously or unconsciously, your brain will continue to seek out and attract more of the same. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you focus on lack, the more your brain filters out the opportunities for abundance, reinforcing the belief that there isn't enough. This scarcity mindset can even show up in the form of anxiety, stress, and fear. Your brain, in its attempt to protect you, may send signals that there is danger in pursuing something new, because in the past, pursuing something new may have led to disappointment or loss. In essence, the brain tries to protect you by keeping you stuck in familiar patterns, even if those patterns are limiting and unproductive. But why does the brain create these patterns in the first place? The answer lies in the concept of neural conditioning. When you experience something traumatic or challenging, your brain associates that event with a certain emotional response: fear, anger, sadness, or in this case, scarcity. Over time, these emotional responses become wired into your brain, creating pathways that guide your behavior. The more you experience a particular emotion or thought pattern, the stronger the neural connection becomes. Scarcity is not only an emotional response, but it's also a deeply ingrained neurological pathway. It's a vibration that is constantly being reinforced by your own mind, and as a result, you may feel like the universe is conspiring against you. But what if you could rewire your brain to shift from this vibration of scarcity to one of abundance? What if the key to attracting more of what you desire was simply a matter of changing the frequency of your thoughts and emotions? As Bruce Lipton, a pioneer in the field of epigenetics, suggests, the environment you live in plays a significant role in how your genes express themselves. Similarly, the environment of your thoughts, your internal dialogue, beliefs, and emotions, shapes the expression of your reality. If your internal environment is filled with thoughts of lack and limitation, your external reality will mirror that. The brain will seek out more evidence of scarcity, even in situations where abundance is available. But here's the good news. The brain is not set in stone. Just as it has learned to believe in scarcity, it can learn to believe in abundance. The key is to consciously reprogram your thoughts and emotions. This is not an overnight process, but rather a gradual, intentional shift in your focus and energy. The first step is awareness, recognizing when you are falling into patterns of scarcity thinking and choosing to shift your focus. One powerful tool for shifting from scarcity to abundance is gratitude. When you focus on what you already have, rather than what you lack, you begin to change your brain's wiring. Studies show that gratitude activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for higher-level thinking and decision-making, and that it creates a positive feedback loop. The more grateful you are for what you have, the more your brain will seek out even more things to be grateful for. It's a simple but profound shift in your perspective that begins to change the neural pathways in your brain, allowing you to access more abundance in your life. Visualization is another technique that can help rewire your brain. By vividly imagining the life you desire, you begin to create new neural pathways associated with abundance and prosperity. When you visualize success, whether it's financial freedom, love, or health, your brain starts to believe that these things are possible and within reach. Over time, this creates a shift in your energy, and as your internal vibration rises, so too does your external reality. However, it's important to understand that simply thinking positively or practicing gratitude isn't enough if your subconscious beliefs are still rooted in scarcity. This is where deeper healing work comes into play. Inner child work, shadow work, and healing past wounds can help uncover the deep-seated beliefs that fuel the vibration of scarcity. Often these beliefs are formed in childhood or through past experiences of trauma or loss, and they require conscious effort to release and transform. As Carl Jung would say, the unconscious mind holds the key to unlocking our potential. Our subconscious beliefs, especially those formed during our formative years, create the filter through which we view the world. If you were raised in an environment where scarcity was a dominant theme, whether it was financial scarcity, emotional scarcity, or scarcity of love, you may have internalized these beliefs as truths. In order to manifest abundance, these unconscious patterns must be brought to the surface and healed. By confronting and transforming these deep-seated beliefs, you free yourself from the grip of scarcity and create space for abundance to flow in. As you heal, your thoughts and emotions will begin to shift, and your energy will align with the frequency of prosperity. The more you do this, the more your external reality will reflect the abundance that you are creating within. The vibration of scarcity is not a permanent state. It is simply a reflection of your brain's conditioning. Once you become aware of the patterns that perpetuate this vibration, you can consciously work to shift your energy. By focusing on abundance, practicing gratitude, visualizing your goals, and healing deep emotional wounds, you can rewire your brain to attract the abundance you deserve. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to the energy you emit. Shift your energy and you shift your reality. The fatal mistake of trying to manifest. Without working on your emotional coherence, how often do you find yourself focusing solely on the end goal of manifestation, dreaming of wealth, love, or success, without considering the deeper emotional state that underpins your efforts? You visualize, you affirm, you take action, yet the results seem distant, just out of reach. Why? Because one of the most critical elements of manifestation, often overlooked, is emotional coherence. Without it, no amount of positive thinking or action will align you with the abundance you seek. At its core, Emotional coherence is the alignment between your emotions, thoughts, and actions. When you are emotionally coherent, your thoughts and feelings are in sync with the intention you are setting out into the universe. When there is a disconnect, when your inner emotional state is not in harmony with your desires, manifestation becomes a struggle as the energy you emit is fragmented and contradictory. Dr. Joe Dispenza emphasizes the importance of emotional coherence in the manifestation process. According to him, the brain and body are in constant communication, creating an energetic field around you. If your emotions are aligned with your desires, this field is clear and powerful, sending a strong signal to the universe. However, when your emotions are out of alignment with what you want, your energy becomes scattered and your manifestations are diluted or blocked. This is why someone who may consciously want financial abundance might still find themselves struggling with money. They may subconsciously harbor feelings of lack, fear, or unworthiness, which contradict the abundance they seek. For example, if you are trying to manifest a new job, but internally feel anxious, unworthy, or afraid of failure, the universe picks up on those vibrations of fear and anxiety, not on the desire for success. These conflicting signals create emotional dissonance, making it difficult to attract what you want. The energy you send out is a mishmash of opposing forces, which weakens the power of your manifestation. One might ask, why do we often experience this emotional dissonance? The answer lies in the unconscious mind. Our subconscious beliefs, often shaped by past experiences, trauma, or societal conditioning, have a profound impact on how we feel and react in any given situation. If you grew up in an environment where money was scarce or love was conditional, your subconscious mind may hold beliefs that directly contradict the abundance you are trying to manifest. This is where many people fall into the trap of doing without being. They may take all the right actions. They visualize, they set goals, they take steps toward manifesting their dreams. However, they neglect the emotional work required to align with their desires. Emotional coherence is not just about thinking positively. It's about aligning your energy with what you want, both consciously and unconsciously. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, speaks about the power of desire, but he also emphasizes the necessity of developing a burning desire that is unwavering and deeply rooted in emotion. When you desire something from the core of your being, it activates a deep emotional resonance that aligns with the universal frequency of abundance. However, this alignment requires more than just surface-level desire. It requires full emotional coherence. Your thoughts, your actions, and most importantly, your feelings must all be in harmony with the reality you wish to create. Emotional coherence also extends beyond your conscious desires to include the deeper, often hidden emotions that you may not even be aware of. These emotions can be subtle, like the quiet voice in the back of your mind that tells you you're not good enough, or the fear that if you achieve your dreams, something bad might happen. These hidden emotional patterns are often formed through past experiences, where the brain created associations between success and pain, or abundance and loss. The key to overcoming this emotional dissonance is not to push these emotions aside, but to acknowledge and transform them. It requires conscious emotional work, shifting your internal state so that your emotions are in harmony with the reality you wish to manifest. One of the most powerful practices for achieving emotional coherence is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices help you become aware of your emotional state, allowing you to identify any emotional blocks or contradictions that may be preventing your manifestation. Another important practice for emotional coherence is to cultivate self-compassion and self-love. When you are able to love and accept yourself fully, you remove the emotional blocks that keep you from receiving abundance. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your emotions without judgment, creating a safe space for healing and transformation. By developing a strong sense of self-worth, you align your energy with the belief that you are deserving of the abundance you seek. Journaling is also an excellent tool for working through emotional dissonance. When you write down your thoughts and feelings, you give them a physical form, allowing your subconscious to process them. This process of externalizing your emotions can help you identify patterns of resistance or fear that may be blocking your manifestation. Once these patterns are brought into the light, you can begin to reframe them, shifting your emotional state to align with your desires. As you work to achieve emotional coherence, It's important to recognize that this is not a one-time task, but an ongoing process. Life will continue to present challenges and obstacles that may cause emotional turbulence. However, the key to sustaining emotional coherence is to practice awareness and emotional regulation on a daily basis. By consistently aligning your emotions with your desires, you create a powerful magnetic energy that attracts the abundance you've been waiting for. The fatal mistake many people make when trying to manifest is ignoring the emotional aspect of manifestation. They focus too much on the actions they need to take or the specific outcomes they desire, without addressing the emotional state that must accompany those actions. But as you've seen, manifestation is not just about setting intentions. It's about aligning your entire being with those intentions. In conclusion, emotional coherence is the missing link between desire and manifestation. It is the bridge that connects your inner world with your outer reality. Without it, your energy is fragmented and your desires remain out of reach. But when you achieve emotional coherence, your energy becomes aligned with the universe, and your manifestations can flow freely into your life. This is why it is essential to do the emotional work. Only then can you truly manifest the life you desire. Simple techniques to reprogram your mindset and unlock your abundance frequency. When you think about manifestation, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of visualization, affirmations, and goal setting. But what if I told you that the real key to unlocking abundance isn't just in what you do, but in how you think and feel? Your mindset shapes your reality more than you realize, and it's your internal frequency that determines what you attract into your life. If your mindset is aligned with abundance, the universe will respond accordingly. But if your mindset is stuck in scarcity, no matter how hard you try, your manifestations will always be just out of reach. The first step in unlocking your abundance frequency is to understand that your thoughts are energy. Every thought you think sends out a vibration into the universe, and these vibrations create the reality you experience. If your thoughts are negative, fearful, or limited, they send out a frequency that attracts more of the same. However, when you shift your thoughts to focus on abundance, gratitude, and possibility, you raise your energetic vibration, aligning yourself with the frequency of prosperity. This concept is at the heart of what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches in his work on neuroplasticity and the power of the mind to change our reality. He explains that by consistently focusing on positive thoughts and emotions, you can rewire your brain to align with the abundant life you desire. The brain, with its incredible capacity for change, responds to the thoughts you think, and over time, it begins to create new neural pathways that align with your new mindset. The more you practice thinking abundantly, the more these new neural pathways become ingrained, making it easier to manifest the things you want. But how can you start reprogramming your mindset? It begins with simple, practical techniques that you can incorporate into your daily life. One of the most effective ways to shift your mindset is through gratitude. When you focus on the things you're grateful for, you begin to shift your energy from lack to abundance. Gratitude is a powerful tool because it directly impacts your brain chemistry, activating the production of dopamine and serotonin, two neurotransmitters associated with feelings of happiness and well-being. When you express gratitude, whether through a gratitude journal, a simple mental note of appreciation, or verbalizing your thankfulness, you send out a frequency that is aligned with abundance. The more grateful you are for what you already have, the more the universe will bring you to be grateful for. Gratitude is a reminder that abundance is already present in your life, and by focusing on it, you align yourself with its flow. Another powerful technique for reprogramming your mindset is visualization. Visualization involves creating vivid mental images of the life you desire. Imagine yourself already living the life you want to manifest, experiencing the emotions, the sights, the sounds, and the feelings of success. As you visualize, you are not just imagining the outcome, you are aligning your mind and emotions with the frequency of your desires. When you visualize with intention, you are sending out a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. According to Neville Goddard, visualization is a way of impressing the subconscious mind with the image of your desired reality, creating a strong emotional connection to the manifestation process. The more you visualize, the stronger the neural pathways become, and the more aligned your energy is with the universe's flow of abundance. Affirmations are another simple yet highly effective technique for reprogramming your mindset. Affirmations work by repeating positive statements that align with the life you want to create. These statements help to rewire your subconscious mind and replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. For example, instead of saying, "I don't have enough money," an affirmation would be, "I am financially abundant and money flows easily into my life." The power of affirmations lies in their ability to bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to the subconscious. Repeating affirmations daily helps to reinforce a positive belief system, aligning your thoughts with the energy of abundance. Over time, your subconscious begins to accept these new beliefs as truths, and your outer reality begins to shift to reflect them. It's important to understand that reprogramming your mindset is not a one-time task. It's an ongoing process that requires consistency and patience. The brain's neural pathways are constantly being formed and reinforced through the thoughts we think and the emotions we feel. The more you practice these techniques, the more ingrained they become, and the easier it will be to align with the frequency of abundance. Another technique to reprogram your mindset is to engage in mindful practices. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, allowing you to catch yourself when you fall into patterns of negativity or lack. By practicing mindfulness, you can consciously choose to shift your thoughts and emotions toward positivity and abundance. Mindfulness also involves becoming present in the moment, free from worry about the future or regret about the past. When you're present, you are fully aligned with the flow of life, and this alignment opens the door to greater manifestation. The more you practice being in the moment, the more you release resistance, and the easier it becomes for the universe to bring you what you desire. The final technique I'll share is the practice of letting go. Sometimes the reason why manifestation seems so elusive is because we are holding on too tightly to our desires. We become attached to specific outcomes, obsessing over how and when they will manifest. This attachment creates resistance and blocks the flow of abundance. When we let go and trust in the timing of the universe, we allow ourselves to be open to unexpected opportunities and outcomes. Letting go is not about giving up on your dreams. It's about releasing control over how they unfold. It's trusting that the universe knows the best path for you and being willing to surrender to its wisdom. When you let go, you align yourself with the natural flow of life, allowing abundance to flow into your life effortlessly. Reprogramming your mindset is one of the most powerful tools you have in your manifestation journey. Through gratitude, visualization, affirmations, mindfulness, and letting go, you can shift your energy to align with abundance. These simple techniques can help you unlock your abundance frequency, and as you continue to practice them, you'll begin to see the manifestation of your desires. The more consistently you align your mindset with abundance, the more the universe will respond to your energy, bringing you everything you desire. Manifesting abundance is not a passive process. It is an active, continuous journey of self-awareness, emotional alignment, and energy reprogramming. Throughout this video, we've explored how internal trust, emotional coherence, the overcoming of scarcity, and the reprogramming of the mind can shift your vibration and bring you into alignment with the universe's abundant flow. But the most important takeaway is this: the universe is always in sync with your energy, and when you align that energy with your deepest desires through trust, emotional coherence, and a mindset of abundance, you become a magnet for all that you seek. The road to manifestation may not always be linear, but with patience, consistency, and an unwavering belief in your ability to transform, everything you desire is already within reach. It's about stepping into your power, letting go of limiting beliefs, and trusting that the universe has a plan for you, one that is more magnificent than you could ever imagine. Abundance is your birthright, and as you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you will see the results you've been waiting for. So remember, manifestation isn't about hoping for change, it's about creating it. It's about shifting your inner reality to reflect the outer world you want to experience. Take this knowledge, integrate it into your life, and begin attracting the abundance you've always dreamed of. Are you ready to stop waiting for abundance to find you and start attracting it into your life now? If you're ready to take your manifestation journey to the next level, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join our growing community of like-minded individuals. Continue watching the next video on the screen now, where we'll dive even deeper into transforming your energy and attracting the life you deserve. Your transformation begins now. Don't miss it.